Consultants come and go in the music industry. Their tales frequently featured unanticipated turns and turns. We present to you a story that spans several decades today, a journey marked by success, hardship, and the unwavering spirit of one man. Ron Easley tale is presented here, a name that was formerly associated with Motown splendor but is now heard in the grimiest corners of life. But how did Ron Easley get from the heights of accomplishment to the lowest point of hopelessness? The terrible truths and great resiliency that characterize this unique story will be revealed as we journey through the highs and lows of his life in this film. Get ready to be enthralled by a story that takes you from the stage of Motown to the forgiving walls of a jail and beyond. Join us as we explore the fascinating journey of Ron Easley, a guy who underwent the toughest test of character possible and came out the other side irrevocably transformed. The person is Ron Easley. The Isley brothers' legendary vocalist previously relished the opulent lifestyle that fame and riches might bring. He became well known in the music industry, thanks to the many successful tracks that his silky vocals had blessed. But as fate would have it, the guy who once sang his way into our hearts suddenly found himself in the eye of a financial hurricane that would rock his life to its very core. Everything started when Ron's financial situation, which had been significant at the height of his career, started to deteriorate rapidly. Sand flowed through his fingers like his priceless things and opulent residences. How did this happen was the question on everyone's mind. Ron Easley's wealth started to fall apart due to wasteful spending and poor money management. Rich parties, high-end outfits, and a regal lifestyle had taken their toll. The greatest blow, however, may have been the accumulation of years' worth of unpaid taxes. Since they were unwilling to turn a blind eye to the unpaid debts, the IRS knocked on their door as a result. Ron was not immune from the reach of the law despite his notoriety. The tax evasion accusations were serious, and he would go down a perilous path that would ultimately lead to prison. Finally, the consequences of his financial decisions became startlingly evident in a courtroom. Because of tax fraud, the singer received a prison term. When he was a chart-topping artist, few could have predicted his fall from grace. One of the most renowned voices in music was confronted with the harsh reality of life in prison, and the music industry watched in shock. A harsh new chapter in Ron's life seemed to have taken the place of the Motown heydays. Ron's career is the main topic now rather than his financial struggles. Enter a world where the Isley brothers reigned as the undisputed musical kings. At that time, Motown Records was the center of soulful music, and the Isley brothers, with their distinctive harmonies, were among the titans of the business. It's interesting to note that the Isley brothers' journey began years before they became well-known. The group was founded in the 1950s in Cincinnati, Ohio by Ronald, Rudolph, and O'Kelly Isley Jr. They had no idea that their travels would bring them to the center of Motown's soulful revolution, into the storied Detroit-based record company. Motown Records had come to represent the sound of the nation's youth. It was the birthplace of legendary musicians, and the Isley brothers' distinctive sound was destined to contribute to that legacy. When Shout was released in 1959, it gave them their first taste of success and cemented their place in music history for all time. They were propelled to stardom by its contagious energy and the Isley brothers' electrifying stage show. They continued to create classics like Twist and Shout that helped define an era, and the songs from My Old Heart became the generation's anthems. The distinctive Isley brothers' signature sound can be heard in every song. Their gospel, R&B, and rock and roll fusion struck a chord with listeners of all racial and ethnic backgrounds. They eventually produced a number of chart-topping songs as a result of their association with the renowned Motown songwriting and production team, Holland Dozier Holland. They cemented their reputation as Motown royalty with the song I'm Like, "This Old Heart of Mine is Weak for You, and I Guess I'll Always Love You." As the 1960s transitioned into the 1970s, the Isley brothers' music developed further. By embracing funk and psychedelic influences, they produced albums like 3+3 that demonstrated their adaptability and creativity. Their reimagining during the funk era made sure that their music was timeless and resonated with younger generations. The Isley brothers were suddenly a force to be reckoned with, and not just in the United States. A testament to their creativity, and originality is the group's legacy in R&B and soul music. While their time at Motown cemented their place in music history, the brothers weren't content to sit back and enjoy their success. A number of soulful masterpieces were produced as a result of their desire to push boundaries and discover new sonic horizons. The forefront of these musical explorations was Ron Easley's sultry, smooth vocals. Each lyric resonated with intense emotion thanks to his voice's ability to convey both weakness and strength. It was a voice that occasionally, within the same song, could bring audiences to their feet and make them want to dance. Notably, their 1973 release of 3+3 signaled a crucial turning point. The addition of the family's younger members, including Ernie Isley, gave their music a new life and a fresh perspective. Rock, funk, and R&B were blended together on this album to create a unique and contagious sound. That Lady in Summer Breeze, among other songs, became generational anthems. The Isley brothers are recognized as true musical visionaries for their ability to combine soulful melodies with intricate guitar playing and captivating arrangements. Their influence was felt far beyond the confines of their own songs, as was to be expected. The Isley brothers have been cited as an inspiration by a huge number of artists, including modern R&B stars and rock royalty. They continued to push the boundaries of what was possible in the soul and R&B genres, having a profound impact on the music industry. They also gave absolutely electrifying performances on stage. Every live show was an unforgettable event, thanks to Ron's charismatic presence and distinctive voice. Their performances served as a testament to the ability of music to break down social barriers and bring people together in a common appreciation of sound. The Isley brothers had transcended the role of mere performers to that of representatives of R&B and soul. They became true musical legends because of their capacity to stir the soul and touch the heart through their music. However, the Isley brothers' private lives, which were as interesting and varied as the songs they composed, lay hidden behind the fame, the music, and the limelight. The group's slick and charismatic frontman, Ron Easley, had an interesting but turbulent life story. He was raised surrounded by music and was from Cincinnati, Ohio. His incredible vocal talent was developed early on thanks to his involvement in gospel choirs. Ron and his brothers were destined for a life in music because of their family's extensive musical heritage. Their unified voices were developed over many years of practice and a shared love of making lovely melodies. But Ron's journey wasn't without its share of difficulties. The difficulties of stardom came with his rise to fame. His personal life occasionally suffered as a result of the demands of the music business. Family ties may be put to the test as a result of the demands of touring and the lure of fame. The music quickly started to reflect Ron's life story. The lyrics and melodies of the songs he sang captured his experiences, both happy and difficult. It struck a chord with audiences all over the world because it was so deeply personal. The Isley brothers soon expanded beyond their status as musicians. They were artists who told stories and illustrated the joys and tragedies of life. Their ability to make a deep emotional connection with their listeners was proof that their music was authentic. But Ron's individual journey was only one thread in the Isley brothers' tale's larger tapestry. Each member of the group brought a distinctive background and personality to the music, which helped to create a rich tapestry. The sound of the Isley brothers was significantly influenced by Rudolph and O'Kelly Isley Jr., as well as other family members. Their musical chemistry produced harmonies, but they also reflected the strong bonds of brotherhood between them. The Isley brothers' trademark, which had grown in fame in the R&B community, was at the center of the conflict. The musical brothers were put in an awkward situation as a result of this legal dispute. On the one hand, Ron Easley and his family, who had continued the legacy, wished to maintain ownership of the name. On the other hand, the trademark was also asserted by ex-members of the group. The legal dispute continued, with neither side willing to give up their claim to be able to use the name in their respective endeavors. The future of the Isley brothers was at stake, making it a difficult and emotional situation. In the end, the trademark's fate would need to be decided by the courts. The result of this legal conflict will influence not only the Isley brothers' future, but also how trademark disputes are handled in the music industry. The legal conflict also served as a reminder of the complicated web of contracts, agreements, and legal disputes that frequently surround careers in music. It was a sharp contrast to the mellow melodies the Isley brothers had over the years created. Ron's life had taken unexpected turns, going from fame in music to financial ruin and incarceration. However, as the adage goes, success is measured by how many times you rise rather than how many times you fall. Instantaneously, the man known for his soulful crooning was placed in a setting unrelated to the music business. Naturally, he had to adjust to the difficulties of prison life. His spirit, however, remained unwavering. He poured his experiences into his art, writing songs and lyrics that captured his fresh outlook on life. Ron left prison with a newfound sense of purpose as a result of his time there. He was determined to start over and rebuild his life and his career. He had been at his most vulnerable when the world had seen him, but he wasn't content to let that be the end of his tale. He quickly returned to the stage with an intensity that astounded spectators. And his life had completed a circle, going from fame's peak to the pit of hopelessness and back to success's summit. However, the singer's story was more than just a personal one of redemption. It also dealt with the enduring ties of family. Despite their disagreements and legal battles, the Isley brothers remained bonded by their shared love of music. They kept moving forward because of their mutual passion, ensuring that their music's legacy endured. Fortunately for him, fans and musicians welcomed Ron's comeback with admiration and encouragement. The music business understood the importance of his journey and the influence of his music. In the end, Ron Easley's life story serves as a reminder that it is possible to overcome obstacles even when they are present. Anyone facing difficulties can find inspiration in his journey from adversity, including financial hardship and imprisonment, to a triumphant return to the stage. In the end, the R&B and soul genres have been forever changed by the Isley brothers' music. They have solidified their status as R&B and soul icons thanks to their capacity to emotionally engage audiences. Their tale is also proof of the enduring ties that bind families together. Their shared love of music kept them together despite disagreements and legal battles. It serves as a reminder that even the toughest storms cannot break family bonds. We're done here for today. I appreciate your time. Until the next time.